Ever thought of moving to Italy? Imagine this. A real move-in ready Italian stone house, keys in your hand, for under $70,000. Not a ruin, not a fixer-upper that bleeds your savings dry before you've hung a single picture. A proper home in Italy with olive trees outside, sunlit stone walls, and the village square just steps from your front door. Today, we're touring 7 stunning Italian stone houses, prices from 55,000 euros all the way up to 175, each one pulled straight from public listings. And I've saved the most jaw-dropping for last. Stick around because by the final house, you'll be asking yourself why you haven't already made the move. Let's go see what life in Italy really looks like, for less than you think. First up, and this is where it gets real fast, 55,000 euros, roughly $63,000. For that, you are looking at a restored village house in Bagni de Lucca. And when I say restored, I mean it. This isn't a shell. According to the listing, you've got 2 levels plus a basement, chestnut beams on the first floor, double-glazed PVC windows, porcelain stoneware floors, an insulated and waterproofed roof. Stand in the living room downstairs, walk up to the double bedroom and shower bathroom, and there's even a basement study and storage room connected by an internal staircase. The exterior? Stone village house in a Tuscan hill town, with the kind of street scene you'd normally pay to look at from a restaurant table. That's the wow. Fast interior, living room, kitchen downstairs, bedroom and bath upstairs, bonus basement room that works as a home office or extra storage. The heating situation is worth knowing. The oil boiler's been removed, but there's a wood stove that, according to the listing, heats both floors, and the existing system is ready for a wood or pellet boiler connection. That's not a major renovation. That's one afternoon's worth of decisions with a local installer. And the best part is, all the furniture and fittings, including a new TV, can be included in the sale. You are literally walking into a furnished home. 60 square meters, that's about 645 square feet, public parking right next to you, and you can actually move into this place. Think about that for a second. Under $70,000, fully furnished stone house, Tuscany. At this price point, this is the opening move, but I promise you, the leader is about to change. Before we get there, let's just breathe for a second. Bagni de Lucca sits in the Serchio Valley, north of Lucca, cradled by the Apuan Alps and the Apennines. It's a place of thermal baths, medieval bridges, and dense chestnut forests that has been drawing travelers since the 19th century, Lord Byron included, who reportedly loved the place. The town has a gentleness to it that the bigger Tuscan names have long since lost to tourism. The vibe? Quiet, charming, deeply Italian, without the tourist price premium of Florence or Siena. It's the kind of place where the bar on the corner has been run by the same family for 3 generations, and nobody charges 10 euros for a coffee. All right, back to deals. House number 2, and yes, the leader is already shifting. 65,000 euros, about $75,000. This one is a typical Tuscan village house, also near Bagni de Lucca, about 11 kilometers out in the hills. And it dates back to the 14th century. 3 floors, recently restored, wood-burning stove in the kitchen, a fireplace in the living room, 2 bedrooms on the top floor. The exterior wow here is the sheer age of it. A medieval hill village house that's been standing for over 700 years and has just been brought back to life by a recent restoration. Fast interior run, kitchen and bathroom on the ground floor, living room with fireplace on the first, 2 bedrooms above, all connected by internal wooden staircases. No central heating, but the stoves and fireplace are working and are the traditional way these buildings have been heated for centuries. And furniture is included in the sale, which at this price feels almost unreasonable. There's a private terrace, small, about 10 square meters, roughly 108 square feet, but it's yours, overlooking the village rooftops with that classic Tuscan hillscape behind them. Picture your morning coffee there. And the best part is there's a restaurant and pizzeria right in the village itself. So your first night in your new 14th century house doesn't involve cooking. It ends with pizza, a glass of local Lucchese wine, and the slow realization that you actually live here. That's a real life, not a postcard, At $65,000, this is already a new leader, but wait until you see what comes next, because we're about to jump in price, and I want to show you exactly what that extra budget unlocks. We're moving now to 145,000 euros, about $167,000, and the category shifts completely. This is a detached villa with a loggia and pomerantz in the Pisan hills of inland Tuscany, a quieter, less visited part of the region where the landscape opens up into rolling countryside, geothermal steam vents rising from the earth like something out of another world, and nature reserves that stretch as far as you can see. It's the Tuscany that Tuscans actually live in, not the version that fills the travel brochures. The listing describes the panoramic location as fantastic, and looking at where this is, perched at the edge of the Monteruffoli Natural Reserve, I'd say that's an understatement. The exterior, wow. You're on a hill. You have a 24 square meter loggia, about 258 square feet of covered outdoor living space where you can eat, read, and watch the seasons move across the valley. And from it you can see Pomerantz Village and the reserve stretching out around you. The house itself is 50 square meters, around 538 square feet. One level, built about 20 years ago. Living room and kitchen with a wood-burning fireplace, one double bedroom, a shower bathroom, beam ceilings, double glazing, LPG heating, mains water. According to the listing, the condition is solid, and it's described as ready to enjoy as a holiday home or rental immediately. The smallest compromise here is the interior footprint. 50 square meters is compact. But here's the thing. You've got 1.7 hectares of land. That's over 4 acres, or roughly 183,000 square feet of your own Tuscan hillside. Mostly woodland with a few olive trees. Completely private, and this is the kicker. The listing notes you can build a swimming pool, a carport with solar panels, a wood-burning oven and barbecue, even a small farm-out building. So what you're really buying here isn't just a house, it's a platform. The bones are there for something genuinely special with no structural drama required on day one. And the best part is that right now, at 145,000 euros, you're getting land, views, a livable villa, and serious future potential in one of the quietest, most beautiful corners of Tuscany. Don't go anywhere though, because the next one proves that you don't always need to spend more to get more character. Let me drop something quick here. Tuscany averages around 300 days of sunshine a year in the southern and inland zones. Winters are mild compared to northern Europe or the northern United States, and summers are warm but rarely brutal at elevation. The Pisa and Florence airports are both within reach of these hill towns. Pisa is under an hour from much of this area, and the A1 motorway, the backbone of central Italy, connects you north toward Milan or south toward Rome in a straight shot. High-speed rail from Florence reaches Bologna in 37 minutes and Rome in 90. This is genuinely not the middle of nowhere. Okay, back to it. Number 4, and this one changes the conversation. 98,000 euros, $112,000. A 16th century stone townhouse in a medieval historic center in the hills about 5 kilometers from Bagni di Lucca. Let that land for a moment. A 500-year-old stone house, properly renovated at under 100,000 euros. The exterior, wow. You walk up to a stone facade in the heart of a medieval village, original terracotta tiles on the roof, copper gutters and drain pipes gleaming against the stone. This is a house that has been cared for like a building worth caring for. Someone has put genuine love and money into keeping this authentic, and it shows in every material choice. The interior is genuinely generous for this price. Ground floor has an entrance, living room with fireplace, kitchen, hallway, and shower bathroom. First floor has 2 double bedrooms with those original chestnut wood windows that let in the soft hill light. There's also a basement with 2 large storage cellars and a boiler room with a wood boiler, each with their own independent entrances, which is practical in ways you only appreciate once you're living somewhere with seasons. Total floor area, approximately 115 square meters. That's about 1,238 square feet. The renovation preserved everything that makes this house extraordinary. Terracotta floors, chestnut beams, decorative stone elements, and a fully insulated and waterproofed roof with copper drainage throughout. According to the listing, this is a property renovated specifically to preserve all original Tuscan features. No major renovations needed. This is a house you can actually move into, unpack your bags, and start living your Italian life within days. The shared courtyard with two neighboring properties is a small communal element, but in a village setting, it feels entirely natural. The kind of arrangement Italians have lived with happily for centuries. And the best part is that for 98,000 euros, you're getting nearly double the floor space of the 55,000 option, centuries more history, and a level of authentic finish that a developer trying to recreate it from scratch would charge you 3 or 4 times the price to achieve. The next one adds something this one doesn't have. So keep watching. Number 5, 105,000 euros, around $121,000. A 3-bedroom village property with a roof terrace and a barn in a village with its own amenities near Bagni de Lucca. 3 floors of real, practical Tuscan living. Ground floor has the entrance, cellar, and boiler room, storage and laundry. First floor is where life happens. Living room with a stone fireplace and a kitchen that looks out over the village. Second floor has 2 double bedrooms, one with a balcony, a shower bathroom, and a bedroom study with direct access to the roof terrace. Stone stairs run throughout, solid underfoot in the way that modern construction simply can't replicate. The wow here isn't one single exterior shot. It's the layered usefulness of the whole thing. Oil-fired central heating means you're warm without managing a wood stove every morning. Mains water and sewage, free parking 50 meters away. A village that already has its own shops and services, so you're not dependent on a car for everything. The house is described as in good condition, and according to the listing, it's ready to go. And the best part is the barn. A large outbuilding, currently used for storage, that the listing notes could be converted into a studio, a guest suite, a holiday let, a workshop. That decision is yours. And it's not a decision you need to make tomorrow. 3 bedrooms, a roof terrace, a convertible barn, a stone fireplace, working central heating, all for 105,000 euros. That's the deal. But I want to show you something with a completely different energy now. Same price band, but a totally different world. Let's take a second here because it's worth saying. These hill towns around Bagni de Lucca and the Lucchese Hills aren't isolated outposts. Lucca itself, one of the most perfectly preserved walled cities in Europe, with its intact Renaissance ramparts and cobbled piazzas, is the nearest major hub, reachable in under an hour from most of these villages. Markets twice a week, a full hospital, train connections, a thriving restaurant scene, and an international expat community that's been quietly building here for decades. Remote workers, retirees, families who want their kids growing up speaking Italian, all of them are already here. The infrastructure is genuinely there. All right, one more. And then the final 2, which are the ones that break expectations entirely. Number 6, 145,000 euros, about $167,000. A stone townhouse in Castelmuzio, and this is where the location shifts entirely. We're now in the Val d'Orcia, a UNESCO World Heritage landscape in southern Tuscany, where the terrain softens into sweeping golden hills, long avenues of cypress trees, and hilltop villages that seem to have been arranged by an artist rather than by history. The light here in the late afternoon turns the stone facades amber and the fields almost copper. It's the Tuscany that ended up on a million screensavers. The climate is warm and dry in summer with crisp, clear winters, and the area draws photographers, painters, and slow-travel devotees from across the world. Castelmuzio sits right in the middle of all of it, a small, intact medieval village that hasn't been overdeveloped or over-touristed. The house is in the center of that village. The exterior, wow. A private entrance door, and below ground a cellar carved directly out of tough rock. Not a renovation project, just a feature that belongs to another era and happens to be perfect for wine storage. First floor has a cozy room with a fireplace dating to the 1700s, a raised kitchenette, and a bathroom off the hallway. Second floor has 2 double bedrooms that the listing notes can be joined into one larger room, and a fully renovated bathroom. The third floor, accessed by a wooden ladder, is an attic bedroom with views over the Val d'Orcia. Wake up to that view every morning, and it genuinely doesn't get old. The listing describes the property as in excellent condition following renovation about 10 years ago. Old terracotta floors, exposed wooden beams, rough stone walls, renovated and insulated roof, all systems completely redone. Radiator heating on main city gas, mains water, and this is a genuinely nice touch, Wi-Fi already installed and ready. Described as move-in ready, with typical Tuscan finishes, properly preserved and a second entrance from the exterior that leads directly to the first floor, giving the place real flexibility in how you use it. Furniture isn't included but can be negotiated separately. And the best part is the Val d'Orcia address itself. You're not just buying a house. You're buying a front row seat to one of the most photographed, most painted, most cinematic landscapes in all of Europe. Always check documents and fees when you get to this stage. Listings like this move fast and the details matter. Now, the final property, saved for last for a reason, 175,000 euros, $200,000, a townhouse with a private garden in a village near Pienza. And Pienza is not just any town. It's a Renaissance jewel. It's perfectly preserved historic center commissioned in the 15th century by Pope Pius II as a vision of the ideal humanist city, now UNESCO listed and surrounded by rolling vineyards, world-famous pecorino producers, and some of the most dramatically beautiful scenery in all of Italy. Montepulciano is 15 minutes away. Montalcino, home of Brunello, one of Italy's greatest wines, is within 40 kilometers, and the whole area sits at the absolute crossroads of Tuscany's finest food, wine, art, and landscape. This is not the address you settle for. This is the address you brag about. The exterior, wow, a historic village house in a beautiful, exclusive location, with a private back garden that sets it apart from everything else on this list. 3 levels. Ground floor has a taverna-style living room with a working fireplace and a small bathroom, the kind of space that is effortlessly atmospheric without trying. First floor has a small dining room and a kitchenette that opens directly out to the garden, described in the listing as ideal for lunches and dinners in the summer season. And in this part of Tuscany, that season runs long and warm. Second floor has a bedroom with excellent views and a shower bathroom. About 55 square meters, roughly 592 square feet. But every single one of those square feet is doing meaningful work. The listing connected and current. Main city gas central heating. Mains water. The electrical system completely redone. All other systems fully functional. It's not a museum, it's real life. A solid property you can actually move into, with no major renovations required. And the best part is the location. You are 10 to 15 minutes from both Montepulciano and Pienza, close to highway connections to Florence, Arezzo, Siena, and Rome, and sitting in one of the most consistently visited, most beloved corners of Italy. For a second home, for a holiday rental that can genuinely command strong nightly rates in one of Tuscany's busiest tourism zones, or for a retirement base with world-class food, wine, and landscape outside your garden gate. This is the one that earns its price tag completely. So here's where we land. 7 Italian stone houses, all described as solid and livable, from 55,000 euros to 175, each with its own character, its own corner of Tuscany, its own version of the life you could be living. The 55,000 Bagni de Lucca house is the most unbelievable entry point if budget is the priority. Furnished, functional, and under $70,000. The 98,000 16th century townhouse is the best combination of size, history, and finish. 1,200 square feet of genuine 500-year-old Tuscan character, properly looked after. And the 175,000 Pienza area property is the strongest all-round lifestyle package. Private garden, Val d'Orcia address, fully functional, and positioned in one of the most desirable postcodes in all of Tuscany. Now I want to hear from you. Which one would you actually choose? The jaw-dropping entry price, the medieval stone character house, or the Val d'Orcia finish line? Drop it in the comments below. And if you want more finds like this, subscribe, because the next region we're covering has even lower prices and even more sun. See you there.